Los Angeles, like much of California, used to be part of Mexico. Now, Mexico, or a whole lot of Mexicans, are a vital part of us. Raul Hinojosa Ojeda is a professor of Chicano studies at UCLA. Gishback on Washington Boulevard serves specialties from the city of Tlacolula de Matamoros in Oaxaca, Mexico.
So, bro, you know about Tlacolula, right? I mean, this is
the market, isn't it?
Tlacolula is this village, okay, in the middle of a valley. The oldest valley where agriculture was invented in the world. These people who live here lived there for about 10,000 years. So there's archaeological evidence of the seeds actually being manipulated.
All the way back then.
All the way back then. And that's where the core of the moles that we're gonna eat tonight are from.
Mole negro, or black mole, is an incredibly old and sophisticated, near-magical substance containing over 30 different ingredients. It's an old sauce from an old culture, used as either a base to build a stew or as a sauce to be poured over meat. But unlike most sauces, the point of mole is the mole itself. The flavor is unique, roasted, sweet, bitter, and spicy, all at the same time, and deep, very, very deep. Maria Ramos is the owner and chef, the third generation of a family of barbacoa specialists. Barbacoa being the barbecuing of lamb and goat until it's falling apart perfect. She started out cooking at age 10 at the Sunday market in Tlacolula. This family goes back a number of generations to that area, yes?
Exactly. And they got here because they were migrant workers in the fields of LA. And that's where they started working in the restaurant.
This show will air long after the election. There is actually a national conversation now, unthinkable in my lifetime, where the notion of rounding up however many millions of undocumented workers in this country all at once or in short order, and then kicking them all out. I mean, it seems unthinkable. But I mean, you know, they said that in Europe in the 30s.
Right, right. No, I think just from a military logistical point of view, there's no way you're going to move the people out of California and out of Los Angeles. I mean, they tried that in 1954 Operation Wetback, mostly from the fields, moving 1 million people out, right?
And they did.
Yes.
And what happened?
Well, first of all, a huge amount of U.S. citizens were picked up one day and never came home, and families were torn apart. And then the most ironic thing about it, and the most tragic thing, is that in the next couple of years, they said, oh, you know what? We have to open the borders again to bring them all back, right? Mm-hmm. The problem was we never stopped wanting the workers. California is the #1 agricultural state, and approximately about 70% of the labor force is undocumented.
Stuff would rot in the fields, just to start with.
Right.
Because
#1, who would grow it and bring it here?
Picking it, packing it, to a great extent processing it, cooking it,
serving it, cleaning up after you.
it.
I mean, there would not only be no restaurant business, there would be the worst economic crisis in the history of California and the United States.
Esteban Oriol is a respected and highly sought-after photographer and director known for his street portraits. He started his career as a nightclub bouncer, pivoting nicely to tour manager for Cypress Hill and House of Pain, taking beautiful photographs along the way. Now, nearly 20 years later, he's famous for capturing perfectly both the glamour and grit of his hometown, Los Angeles. Mr. Cartoon is a very famous tattoo artist and designer. Cartoon began airbrushing T-shirts and lowriders before adopting and excelling at the legendary fine line style tattoo art. His work is sought after by the biggest names in the music industry, and well, anyone who loves truly superb skin art. La Reina on East 7th is a late-night thing down the street from where Cartoon and Esteban used to live. Run by Abigail and her team, the place serves molitas. Not quite a taco, not a quesadilla, more of a taco sandwich. First the tortilla on the grill, then marinated meat, cheese, then another tortilla, flip and serve. La Reina is located in the downtown Arts District, but it's right across the bridge from Boyle Heights, a working-class, densely packed neighborhood of about 100,000 residents. Nearly 95% are Mexican or Central American.
How Mexican is LA? I mean, how deep does it go?
Mexico, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
All the names, all the people, I mean, and you can go into certain parts in East LA, in the harbor area, the Hollywood area, and see nothing but Latinos. A lot of other areas in LA, they're mixed, you know? But on this side where we're at, you go over that bridge, it's pretty much all Mexican people. And LA's mixed with Salvadorian, Guatemalan people, Central America too, so they just get called Mexicans anyways. You know, like we're Chicanos, so, you know, we know we're from here, you know, we were born here on this side of the line. Our family relatives are from Mexico, and we're proud of that, and we celebrated our style.
Look, we live in unbelievable times right now. People are talking about, you know, mass deportations of Mexicans. What's the problem here? Where does this fear and loathing come from?
It's just racism is still alive and kicking in America, you know? We really don't hear it from the people we're around artistic, laid-back people, you know?
Right. Some idiot said, you know, we got to do something about this situation. All these Mexicans come over, we're going to have a taco truck on every corner. And I'm thinking, is this a bad thing?
Where would all these food trucks be, you know? There was only taco trucks.
It's a prototype for
10 years ago.
Yeah.
There wasn't an Asian fusion truck here, this kind of truck, an Indian food truck, this truck, you know.
Taco truck? I mean, you opened the door.
You kick the door down, yeah.
White America loves Mexican food. I mean, probably more than any other food at this point. You know, they don't love it. They sure like cheap Mexican labor because they can't live without it.
Right.
Why are they so freaked out about Mexicans? You know, nobody's talking about building a wall, you know, across the Canadian border.
Who's gonna help them build the wall? You gotta have some Mexican power to do that.
That's exactly what I thought.
He's the baddest dude in the history of badass. Look up badass in the dictionary. It says Trejo. Danny Trejo. Born in Echo Park in LA, he spent much of his early life in and out of prison, including a stay in San Quentin, where he managed to straighten shit out, join a 12-step program, and rethink his life. He came out of the joint as a drug counselor. This led directly, if unexpectedly, to a storied career in film. Danny Trejo is known and loved for iconic tough guy roles in such films as Heat.
There's cops all over me, man. They're on me like a cheap suit.
From Dusk Till Dawn.
Get out!
And Once Upon a Time in Mexico. But he finally rose to the action hero leading man status he always deserved, playing Machete.
This is the boss.
Trejo's Cantina on Cahuenga Boulevard. Because, of course. Grand opening is still a few days away, but I thought, since I'm in town, I'd help advise Danny on the new menu, give him the benefit of my tasting notes. And I gotta be honest, I was thinking, how good could it be? Can Machete run a good restaurant? And why?
So we're gonna see Trejo's Tacos all across America at some point?
Oh, that'd be awesome. Taco truck on every corner.
This is delicious.
Awesome.
On the menu tonight, Jidori chicken with chipotle cream sauce, some charred branzino with summer squash and sauteed poblano peppers, and crispy pork tacos with black garlic mole and some fat sacks of uni. And lots of healthy greens.
Why healthy? I mean,
we have such an obese problem in the United States, especially Latinos. So we had to find a way to make it tasty but healthy. Healthy food can taste good.
Clean, healthier, lighter, locally sourced versions of Mexican street classics are not exactly what I'd expected. And I sure as shit ain't making no rude cracks about vegan tacos. Not to this man. Though to be fair, Danny Trejo is like the nicest guy in the world.
Here's something I discovered that completely shocked and surprised me. So I have to ask you, are you a Morrissey fan by any chance?
Morrissey.
Like from this band, the Smiths, apparently it's like a British rock band of the late 80s that is apparently hugely popular in the Chicano community. So you have not been touched by this,
I'm gonna tell
No.
you something right now between me and you. I listen to no music that came after the 1968. I'm like an oldies guy, you know what I mean?
So, I don't know, your parents were born in Texas,
Yeah.
but can you trace you people back to what area of Mexico? Or
Monterrey. My grandmother and grandfather were born in Monterrey.
did you speak Spanish at home?
Yeah,
Or-
yeah, I spoke Spanish till I was about 9, 10, and then, you know, usually you stop speaking Spanish when you go to grammar school, especially in the 50s, because they wouldn't let you. No, you don't speak Spanish, you know, so you kind of forget.
Right.
So then, but then when you start going to juvenile hall and jail, you pick it up again so the guards won't know what you're talking about.
Did you get a 12-step in, while you were still in prison or after?
While I was in prison, that was 1968. Cinco de Mayo, 1968. That was where I just kind of like made a vow. I'm done. Yeah.
When you get out, you became a drug counselor.
I dedicated my life to helping other people. Everything good that has happened to me has happened as a direct result of helping someone else. Everything.
Well, for example, you were called to a film set to counsel somebody.
Yeah.
And you bump into, of all the people in the world, Edward Bunker.
Eddie
The
Bunker.
sort of legendary ex-con turned writer and I guess screenwriter as well.
I knew Eddie in prison. You see, and so when he saw me, what are you doing here? I said, I'm working with this kid. And then he asked me, are you still boxing? Because I held the lightweight and welterweight champion of every joint I was in. I said, I'm training, I still train, but I don't get hit in the face anymore. And he said, we need somebody to train one of the actors how to box.
The movie was the awesome Runaway Train. Trejo trained and fought against the actor Eric Roberts, who along with Jon Voight earned Academy Award nominations for the film. For Danny, it was the start of a long and glorious career. He never looked back.
I'll never forget Andrei Konchalovsky, the director, Russian aristocrat, right? He says, you fight Eric in movie. You be my friend. Now, if you come out of the penitentiary and somebody says, you be my friend, it's kind of a red flag.
Right. And then how many films since then? A whole hell of a lot.
They got to be at about 320 or something, you know?
You moved from there to serious bad guys to now action hero franchise. How do you stay nice in a business basically full of assholes?
Eddie Bunker, the first time when I started getting like a little recognition, he told me something. He said, try to remember that the whole world can think you're a movie star, but you can't. And I watch movie stars, right? I hate them. Nobody likes them. And if you're like on a movie set and the movie star comes in, and then after he leaves, this is how everybody that guy's an ass. I hate that guy. I mean, he's rude. So I don't want to be that guy.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
one of the things I learned actually making television really early on, if like you show up to like shoot, and the people like with the cameras and the crew say, oh, the talent is on set. What they really mean is the asshole is on set. You know, if somebody calls me the talent or refers to me as a talent, it's like time to go back and take a long look in the mirror, right?
They ain't from LA, but from time to time, you'll find them here. And when you do, you best play nice. Gilbert Melendez, Nick Diaz, and Nate Diaz, 3 of the greatest mixed martial artists to ever fight in an octagon. Gilbert holds the distinction of being one of the few MMA fighters to be ranked #1 in the world in 2 weight classes. Nate and his older brother Nick are both vicious strikers and grapplers. Mariscos Gente on South Centinela.
What do you eat growing up? Like, when you in your house, when you were little kids, what kind of food were you eating? What's lunch?
Just
Macaroni, cheese, and hot dogs.
Hot dogs, right? yeah. I was like basically like top ramen. Yeah.
Hot dogs, mac and cheese.
Some ghetto juice.
What about you?
You know, rice and beans and some sort of Mexican. There's some sort of protein with it and everything, you know?
Right.
I'm not vegetarian, but I learned a lot from them, though.
I was like pretty much vegan for years, really.
Even as a kid?
Like I stopped eating land animals, period. Like I've been vegetarian, but I've been eating seafood on and off. But I've been vegetarian since I was like 18 years old. I just would do better cutting weight when I would just go on like a vegetarian diet.
Right.
I end up, you know, nice and light, and then I get stronger. And then once he started fighting pro too, I think he kind of started doing the same type of thing.
When you eat in LA, you're going out for food. Well, you're going out for Asian, you're going out for pad thai, you're going out for...
Good food's pretty convenient around here, of course.
I go to Venice Beach. I go to Cafe Gratitude, and that's a really good place.
What do you eat there?
It's like vegan, vegetarian, all the way.
I get off the plane, I go right to In-N-Out Burger. And the last thing I do while I'm in town is I stop at In-N-Out Burger. That stuff is like crack for me, I gotta have it. Oh, it's so good.
Mariscos Gente serves shrimp. Lots and lots of shrimp. The house special, camarones borrachos, or drunken shrimp, sautéed in butter and garlic over high heat. Add cilantro and crushed peppers and finish with tequila.
So when was your first fight, like in school? Like what grade? What?
First.
First grade?
Kidding.
No.
Yeah, this is what we're talking about, our first fight, right? One time I was in 6th grade, and I went down to the baseball field, waiting for foul balls, because when you catch a foul ball, you get free soda or a bag of chips or something. And I caught the ball, and one of the baseball players was mad because a littler kid was trying to rap and get it. So, what's up? Why don't you let him get the ball? I was like, shut up. I've been waiting all day for this ball. You know what I'm saying? I was a little kid. He was trying to get in a fight with me. And I'm with these guys, and they're all hardcore, and I'm in my head like, man, why they gonna make me fight this guy? Because we're in my head, right? I'm like, man, they make me fight this guy. And we're like going at it, and I've never been punched in my face so many times in my life. I was just a little
He was just
kid.
swinging kind of wide back.
I was hard. Yeah. Why you make me fight? That's the main. Why you make me fight this guy?
Gang violence has been part of LA's story for the better part of a century now. Also part of the story, police corruption and brutality. Former police officer Alex Salazar was a bad cop. By his own admission, very bad. Like a lot of once good police, the streets changed him. He saw a lot of ugliness, the lines became blurred, the job ground him down, and he crossed the line, repeatedly.
To quote Nietzsche, those who chase monsters need to be careful that they don't become monsters. I thought I was going to arrest the bad guys. I never thought I would become a bad guy myself.
Did you become a bad guy?
Oh, I did, yes.
How bad?
I became very aggressive, beating people, losing control, and using excessive force when there really wasn't any need for me to do that. I mean, I worked the most infamous police station ever known. It was called Rampart. Won Best Picture for Denzel Washington for his portrayal of this really bad police officer.
I'm the police! I run shit here! You just live here!
Was that an understatement? Were there cops that bad?
Yes, there were. Yes, there were. I was one of them. The problem was very systemic. We don't have so much that problem anymore. It does happen.
Is it not the nature of the job? When you're asked to every day go in and look at people at their most desperate and ugly, that you become desensitized and maybe even turn into a monster.
just think about it. Every day they're looking at the worst of society, and maybe they have a partner that gets killed or shot. It's all very overwhelming. Many turn to alcohol and drugs to medicate. And I'm not trying to be an apologist for the police because, they do need to be held accountable. But, we need to help them. We really do, because they are out there and they're the ones that are going to show up at your home.
Mexican American, living in East LA, and a victim of a crime. You calling the police, expecting a sympathetic response? I mean, generally speaking, what do you think
I think most police officers show up being ready to help out. They certainly have to do their job, take a report.
What do you think the victim thinks when they place a phone call? Do you think they have high hopes that I believe my call is going to be handled with the same fervor as somebody calling from Beverly Hills?
While there are good officers that come in and they do help, there's also many who lose that empathetic feeling of looking at someone with brown skin or very dark skin, and they say, well, why am I helping out this person? There's a stupid Mexican. And I saw that being projected upon these people who all they wanted was help.
Elisa Sol Garcia grew up in Boyle Heights and is no stranger to the challenges facing the Latino community. The Boyle Heights Running Club started as a safety in numbers project. The small group of community members started running the bridges of Boyle Heights, making their presence known, and simply by being there, by being a presence, taking their streets back from the gangs and the criminals, who too often are the default company in a one-company neighborhood. Tacos Indiana street cart on 4th and Clarence Street.
What are you guys having?
Mango asada.
Frequented by Elisa and fellow running club member Rolly Cruz. Carne asada, the slow-grilled marinated beef classic served as a burrito with rice and beans, or simply on a tortilla as a taco.
Gracias.
Tacos lengua, beef tongue braised with garlic and onions. And tacos al pastor, stacked guajillo chili rubbed pork shoulder slices with your choice of toppings.
Oh, hell yeah.
Cheap yet supremely satisfying street taco trucks like this one have served the Latino community of Boyle Heights for years. But the neighborhood is changing. Let's say it's diversifying.
Well, first come the coffee shops, a couple of smart, hip restaurants. Hipsters arrive, rents go up. How do you stop that?
Well, that, which you explained in a nutshell, is what has been going on throughout Los Angeles. The gentrification of downtown, it's spreading here. And in a neighborhood like this, gentrification, not to be dramatic, but the population of families that are homeless is growing. Little by little, the block is disappearing, whether it's deportation, whether it's gentrification. It's barely now coming to the forefront, but for the people that live and work here every day, it's been a reality. There's a lot of struggles here that if you're gonna be a part of this community, you have to recognize that struggle.
I think that the reality is, though, LA is always changing, right? So, we are in the battle of LA, and who's gonna win in this is yet to be determined, but the fight is still gonna go on.
There has been, since the beginning, a tradition of Mexican rock and roll with its own unique sound. Richie Valens, Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs, Cannibal and the Headhunters, Los Cruzados, and Question Mark and the Mysterians. It should come as no surprise that rockabilly is enjoying a resurgence of sorts in the Chicano community. There is a long and glorious tradition of Chicano rock, garage, and punk boiling away under and over the surface for years and egregiously overlooked. But what is it with the Morrissey thing? What is it about Morrissey? The Irish singer via England who sang melancholic, pathos-filled ballads that were a backdrop for a million post-breakups during the 80s, that so speaks to the Chicano soul. I asked musicians and concert promoters Oscar Arguello and Albert Gamboa. Oscar thrives in the rockabilly world, while Albert is all things punk.
What's up with the Morrissey thing? Apparently, in the Chicano community, like, Morrissey is like...
It's a matter of the heart.
Huge.
It's a matter of the heart, man.
Why of all the bands in the world, did Morrissey and the Smiths resonate in this community?
It was a convergence of music and people that did not connect to what was being said. He connected with his lyrics. And I think everything was going so pop and so mainstream, and he was the alternative to that. And I think there is a lyrical element to his words that resonated with the Latino community.
And people said that his lyrics, his songs resonated with traditional mariachi in that sense. So that the songs are so much about finding something beautiful or even funny about getting relentlessly fucked over and having shit go wrong. I mean,